In-person learning with City Year includes power greeting students and welcoming them to their day, working in the classroom, ensuring all questions are answered and individual student needs met, as well as providing small group tutoring and after-school support. Of course, most importantly, our City Year Student Success coaches build relationships that have a lasting impact on core and students alike.
The difference between in-person and virtual, it's really big. I definitely miss being in that space, seeing the kids every day.
Our students are doing everything they possibly can to show up, to be ready to learn despite the distractions, despite what's happening.
The work that we're doing is the same in nature. The only difference is that we're not directly able to interact with them, and that just requires a little more thoughtfulness on our side to build those relationships and form that connection.
While the teacher is teaching, I'm still circulating on the Zoom chat. Similar to in person, I'm circling around physically, checking in on students, checking in on how are they doing, social emotional.
Just keeping kids focused. Working from home, it's very hard, and that's where our AmeriCorps member comes in. So the teacher doesn't have to stop the lesson. The City Year member can help out with that.
I've recently been making my list of my go-to tool bag virtually that just would not be available in physical service. And it's things that I'm using to make those points of connection. We take turns reading out loud, we pause and we laugh at things. If it's something funny, I'll Google image or find a video of it. If it's about a frog that makes a funny sound, we'll go to YouTube and listen to the 15-second sounds that it makes.
When I met with my principal at Ora Warren, he told me that they used to have a game room at the school. And so what I did was try to find a way to recreate that in the virtual service. The idea behind that was to sort of recreate a recess time. That's where a lot of our relationships get built, and a lot of student relationships get built as well.
Spending time to just ask, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Is there anything that I can do during class that helps you more? Or is there anything that you want me to do? We obviously care about their grades, but that's not what defines them as individuals. And especially in a time where they are growing and developing their identities, it's really important to have that positive influence on them so they can develop self-confidence.
I noticed the student was just very distraught, very frustrated, and when asked, just completely broke down. She's only in 4th grade, and she talked about the fear of failing, the fear of not being able to succeed and just falling more and more behind. I too was vulnerable with the student and told them that I have felt frustrated, I have felt overwhelmed, I have felt lost and confused. And I think, again, our students look up to their City Year as role models. And so when they hear that their role model is also struggling, is also lost, they don't feel like they're alone in this process.
I noticed that a lot of my students have K-pop photos for their profile photos on Zoom. And so I see that every single day, and became a fan of K-pop when I was in middle school. It was a pretty difficult time for me during middle school as well, so I used that as one of my outlets. And now being able to use that to connect to one of my students is actually really interesting, kind of funny in hindsight. She started talking to me. She greets me every single day in class individually now, and I've been able to make that connection.
My communication skills, I would say, have drastically improved. Knowing how and when and what to say or do to convince a student to turn on their camera, just have a moment of face-to-face interaction. It's just been an entirely different stream of communication.
I think connections being made really rely on the energy that you bring to the classroom. Whether it be in person or virtual, kids feed off your energy no matter what. And so one thing that I try to tell my team about is just making sure that no matter what you're going through or no matter what the kids seem to be going through, just let the students know that you're going to be there every day with a smile on your face, and the relationships will come from there.